Hello, my name is Greg Scott, and I'll be doing curriculum development in world history. I wanted to pick something that's a little more specific because this is an area that I've had an inkling of experience in attempting to do, not successfully, but I've had a little bit of experience in trying. Um, Teachers. The teachers are the foundation of this curriculum reform. Uh, it's going to be their knowledge of world history that's going to be probably the most important part of this process. And of course, they will also be the ones that implement the changes. Students, and I'm talking here former students, they'll be invited to participate and be surveyed about their experiences with the world history curriculum. And as the former students, we want to get their insights and their experience of what they liked, maybe what they didn't like, what they would change. We want to hear from them. School administrators. School administrators need to be part of this group because, well, they're ultimately going to be responsible. And they'll tell you that. Community members. Now, the community members, this group is a group that don't have any children at the high school, but they have a stake or an interest in the success of students coming out of the high school. And I'm going to mention like SFA or Angelina Community College, two places that we have a large number of students enrolling after high school. And so we want to include them. And of course, parents. Parents, this group is important because we want to empower the parents to be actively involved in their child's education process. Some pay lip service to that. I think it's very important that we get them involved. And we get them involved not only just as advisors, but rather those who actually will help make decisions. Now, staff engagement. We're going to use faculty involved in teaching world history to identify weaknesses in the curriculum. We want to identify and invite cross-curricular teachers, such as English teachers, to brainstorm ideas to reinforce content in both areas. You're going to write in English? How about you write something about world history or the topic in world history that we're covering at the time? We're also going to want to know from administration what's going to be needed that we can make this thing, make the necessary changes successful. That's why they're there. Of course, we're going to do this through staff meetings and schedule weekly collaboration to brainstorm. Engagement. First, we're going to inform the community through email and schedule meetings what we're trying to do. We're going to send out surveys to the former students, like I mentioned, parents to get their opinion about the curriculum. We send out surveys to SFA and Angelina Community College, history departments. We want to know the weaknesses in the students in the areas of history or world history that they see. And of course, we're going to meet to brainstorm and decide what changes to make and involve the community in these decisions. Not just advisors, but we want to involve them in the decision-making process. So what? So what is the question we want to answer? How and why is history relevant? This is what we're trying to do. As an example, all of human history is ultimately connected. So as teachers, we need to be able to answer the question, so what? The students need to show an understanding. So instead of thinking, so what? They should be able to answer the so what question. That tells us, you know what? They understand it. When Rome fell, when the Western Roman Empire fell in 476, so what? Just what do the students need to know? Students need to know, well, that was the beginning of the Middle Ages. Or B, Roman Empire fell, the Western Roman Empire fell, not the whole Roman Empire fell. That's what's important. And then number two, what history is important? When we teach to 1989 and the fall of the Berlin Wall due to time constraints, it's hard to justify spending time teaching the characteristics of new religious orders in the Middle Ages when we cannot get past the fall of the Berlin Wall. What are we saying when we do that? We're saying that what we've already taught you is more important than anything after 1989. And after 1989, nothing else is important. But in fact, as we know, there's so much after 1989 that we need to cover. But what's more important is this is the stuff they can actually relate to. So I feel that we've got to cut out some information in the past that we think, hey, that's not even relevant anymore, to something that really is. 9/11, we don't even touch that. But new religious orders, the Cistercians, the Franciscans, we got that. But I don't think the characteristics of those new religious orders are as important as what they can actually relate to now, such as 9/11. What we want to accomplish, our goals. We want to identify what is important in history. We want to ensure that what we determine is important meets the goals of the community. We want to set standards and measure progress. It could be through tests, but obviously it can also be through observation and class discussion. We need to develop a curriculum that is relevant and inspirational. You know, those new religious orders are not relevant and they're not very inspirational. And it's very hard to connect this "so what" question to them, but what they should be saying is, why not cover later dates 9/11? Of course, we need community to continue community involvement. That's going to be very important. Yeah. Their input is important. The community is important because they are the benefactors of the product that we graduate every year. We need ongoing feedback to ensure our programs are beneficial and relevant. We need involvement to ensure student success and meet state performance standards. Now, the school exists to serve the needs of the community. It is our school. It comes out of our taxes. The action plan. Stakeholders in the community and in the school will identify and change the world history curriculum to develop a relevant and inspirational education experience. And I want to mention the overemphasis on inspirational education experience. When they leave high school, they need to have a good experience. And if you want them to learn, I don't know any student that's learned from a bad educational experience. Now, our guide will be the state TEKS and administration to form a plan to provide the best education for the students. Now, there's some things we have to do, and that's what we'll have to follow the TEKS. Of course, administration will keep us on track. Meetings and surveys will identify the areas needed for change or improvements. An ongoing committee will continue to monitor and assess the success of the curriculum and will communicate their findings with the school and community through email and/or regular scheduled meetings. This is very important. We want the community engaged. We want the community to stay positive. We want the experience to be positive. So if we want to change the curriculum, we're going to need everyone involved, and we need to continue with the involvement. And it's not just advise, but rather it is being part of the decision process. Okay, thank you very much.